How many of you have waited before you went all in terms of web designing, developing, or maybe even content creating, YouTube or Canva, graphic design, and stuff like that? How many of you have kind of waited and you regret waiting for so long? I think it's a very interesting thing that often gets very overlooked or misunderstood. When some people who don't know me find out I'm a web designer, they think I've been doing it since I was 15, 16 years old. And I have to kind of go, no, I used to work in the NHS. I was head of XYZ and I did this. And they kind of go, really? What are you doing in the NHS for? Isn't that like a step down? And they don't quite understand that you might think of it as a step down based on your perception of different roles and their standards or how high they're regarded in the world or whatever. But it's not a step down for me. For me, it actually allowed me to be happier. So if I'm doing something where I'm happier, that is not a step down. Might be a step down in your world, but I'm pretty sure so many people out there, when they look at web designers and they think, oh, you did something and you were earning really well and head of department, whatever, and now you do this, working from home and on your own and all of that, that's a step down. I'm pretty sure that if you took a load of people and said, forget what you're earning, forget what you're doing, forget your job title, if you could do anything else and still be earning a reasonable amount or more than you're currently on or way more or even a little bit under, but you knew this was something you really wanted to do, I bet nearly every single one of them would come up with a completely different job role or something. And if they had an opportunity to do it, they would. And I've always felt that when people kind of smirk or are a bit judgmental, oh, you gave up your job to do web design, kind of thing. Oh, and you're a YouTuber or an influencer. I think there's a little bit of jealousy because a lot of people haven't got the guts to say enough is enough. I'm now going to chase a different dream, a different goal, a different ambition or lifestyle. Because my lifestyle has massively changed, massively, in terms of what I was doing and my time, my family time, my outside time, my friend time, all of that has massively changed in 5 years. I really started to kickstart this during the COVID time, and then I retired from the NHS in January 2022. So I'm 3.5 years now since I retired from it, and I do not regret it one bit. I know by leaving the NHS, I have a much reduced pension. There's times when you're not earning as much. I know that if I was still there, if I hadn't left 3.5 years on, I would be probably even more promoted, higher ranking, whatever. Could be director level probably by now of something or the other. So there's a lost opportunity. And believe me, when you get to director and above and beyond, your salary jumps up a lot. Okay, and I've given up that. There was that security. You didn't have to work hard. No, don't get me wrong. Everyone kind of works hard, but you didn't have to work to survive. You were guaranteed a paycheck every month. And I wish I had done it years ago, like years and years ago. I regret that. But I mean, I regret not doing it then, but I'm so glad I took that leap of faith. Have you been doing it like for years and years and years? It's like your first job. Was it something you accidentally went into? Was it something that you did as a change of career? A lot of people I have discovered tends to be during COVID time. Different story to me, but I kind of get why. Change of career, or they lost their job, or the industry changed where they were. So they decided to go into web design, mainly because there were loads of videos and people saying, hey, it's easy money. And it's not easy money. You got to work hard. You got to build up your profile, your reputation. But how many people have gone into web design where they could have done it earlier, but something stopped you, something held you back? And it might have been you were worried about, where's my income going to come from? Like, I've got a cushy job, and I say that in a friendly way, right? I've got a job, it pays monthly, I can walk into work and not do jack shit, I'm still going to get paid, right? How many of you were in that scenario and it was like, do I give that up? That bit of money that goes into my pension and it pays for this and it pays for that. Some of you might have got a company car. I've never had a company car, but some of you might have had that. And that then meant you didn't have to buy your own car because you used a company car to get around and about with your family. Something happened in your life. Something happened to you that made you go, fuck it. I'm going to give that up and I'm going to go into web design full time, or a developer, or a database engineer or a logo designer. Or maybe you haven't. Maybe some of you are still working in your full-time job and this is your side hustle. I mean, I was side hustling web design for, oh my God, like what, from 2003 until 2020-ish? 2020, actually, yeah, when COVID really kicked off. And then I started picking it up a gear, really picking it up and running with it a whole lot more. And then in 2022, I was like, right, yeah, I think I can make that big leap of faith. I was working in the NHS late 2002, right? So I was in the NHS and I was web designing as, you know, more like a hobby. Oh, let's try and learn HTML and CSS and all of this stuff, and of course Dreamweaver and all of that crap. I was very design minded. I was the kind of guy who, when there was a PowerPoint presentation, I sexified them. I made them appealing. I made them like, you want to look at it, you want to engage with it. And so many websites out there just looked like ultra ugly, boring. They looked like PowerPoint online, didn't they? They just looked like text, bullets, text, image, the odd thing, button maybe, and so many of them just did not make sense. I still see a lot of websites built today that are just like how they were 25 years ago. So 2008, I went through a really bad time at work, like a seriously bad time with a couple of members of staff, one in particular, and they really made my life a misery. They made a misery for the directors, for other managers. You know, their father was getting involved, and it's because they were trying to squeeze stuff out of the NHS for their own ulterior motives, and it was totally wrong what they were doing. But in 2008, it was a really, really, really bad, like when I say a bad time, it was probably the most rock bottom I've ever been in my life. Really bad time. In fact, it was so bad that me and my wife split up during that time for about 6 months because it caused so much friction and problems for me and my mind and my physical well-being, my mental well-being, everything. I was in just constant doom and gloom mode. I just could not see the light anywhere. And I remember going, you know what? Why am I here? Why am I busting a gut day and night? Why am I working 24/7? Weekends, bank holidays, Christmas Day, every day of the week, right? Weekend. Why am I busting a gut? You know, I'm just not enjoying it anymore. And I nearly went full time into web design. But the thing that stopped me was I had a mortgage. I didn't have kids then, right? Had cats and, well, wife, but we'd split up at that point. But I had a house, mortgage and all of that. And the credit crunch had just hit. Do you remember that? 2008, late 2008? Was it? Yeah, 2008, credit crunch. You know, interest rates went like that. So having a mortgage wasn't so bad because I was on a tracker at the time. So it worked out in our favor at the time. But job security, things, you know, and I started going, well, do I take that risk? Do I say goodbye to the NHS, right? At that time, I was not head of department. Do I pack it in? Do I go full time? But I was scared. I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, do I go or do I not? And I stay. I stuck her out. I stuck it out. I got my head into gear. My wife and we got back together. We improved things in our lifestyle and everything to make sure, you know, try and make sure, you know, I didn't end up in that problem mindset again. Things improved at work as well. Then she became head of analytics, then head of business intelligence, you know, managing the team, helped new people who were brand new to analytics really become established people. I mean, one thing I love, right, is nearly, not all of them, but nearly every single member of my team was getting headhunted by other departments related to analytics and intelligence in the NHS. And you know why? Because they were that damn fucking good. A lot of it is down to them and their mindset and how they wanted to work, but a lot of it is also down to how I pushed them and instilled into them the ethos that I work and how I do things, and they ran with it. Some were a little bit, you know, resistant to how I would like things to be done, but those that ran with it and got on board, they excelled. And nearly all of them now are heads of their own departments and stuff. Anyway, we're now in 2015, and again, I had a crunch moment. I fell out with my seniors because I challenged some really bad decision making that they were making. I challenged them, they didn't like it. So in the end, I had to leave where I was and go and become same industry team, you know, but instead of Leicestershire, I went to Lincolnshire, head of analytics, all of that. Still the same department, just we had different satellite bases, Lincoln, Leicester, 2015, because WordPress was really like, going places now. And again, I thought, why don't I just go all in? But again, the thing that stopped me was I have a mortgage. I have commitments. I have a car loan. I'm paying for my car. I have this. I have that. We had also just started going through the process of adopting. And then what I did, let me get this right, okay? So in 2016, January, I put our house, the house we're in right now, up for sale because I thought, why don't we sell this? It's a 4-bed house. There's just you and me and my wife, right? And our cats. Why don't we just get a 3-bed smaller house, right? We don't need a massive driveway. We don't need a big garden. So we can make profit on what we've got, right? Let's sell it, get a smaller place, and then I can start to rethink what I want to do. Maybe I do change career or something. I don't know. And then when the house was put up for sale, in the first week, we had something like 10 people come and visit and all of that. And there were some offers starting to get put in. And I did say, well, first I have to find somewhere before I agree to sale and all of that. And then I got a phone call from the adoption agency saying, you've been matched to a child, a baby. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, shit, we can't sell. We can't go through this upheaval. So took the house off the market. And we're now still in this house. So this is the house I put up for sale in 2016. It's now 2025 and we are still here and we love the house. We love where we are. Okay, so I'm glad we stayed here. And of course, during that time, me even considering to leave my job in the NHS and go full-time into web design, again, I was scared. Fear stopped me moving on. I hate to admit it, but fear really played a part in stopping me do a lot of things. Even though I enjoyed work, and the adoption went well, and we had our son, and, we were all happy family. It was always burning away at the back of my mind. Am I really still happy? I'm earning. I've now been promoted again, right? So I was head of analytics. I was head of business and intelligence. Now I'm head of analytics, building networks, relationships, managing people. Staff are doing great. Was I really still enjoying it? And that's because I can say, hand on heart, 20 years of giving my all. Has the NHS, analytics and all of that crap has it ever really improved? I don't care what anyone says, whether you work in the NHS, whether you're not, whether you're a doctor, nurse, analytics, radiographer, you could be a database engineer. I don't care. The NHS has never really, ever really improved. There's a lot of wasted money. All right, let's not get into the politics, but there's a lot of wasted money. And a lot of you are going to say, oh, there's too many middle managers. It's got fuck all to do with middle managers. It's got fuck all to do with locums and all of that. All right, there's other things going on. That's where the waste is. Anyway, so I felt like, why do you want to work hard? Why do you want to keep working hard in the NHS? You're giving it your all. You are living and breathing and working hard for the corporation and everything. But what is the job satisfaction that you get? So when you've worked somewhere, and before you made the move into web design, you were probably working somewhere where you were almost like, well, I'm earning money. There's money going into my pension. I've got job security. I've got a team. I've got people I work with. I know what I'm kind of doing day in, day out, even though it could be a little bit unpredictable. But you were secure. That, for me, suddenly became lower in importance compared to satisfaction. I was not satisfied just to get paid. I want job satisfaction. I want to know I'm making a difference. I know what I do is valued by management and my team and other people in the NHS. I know that. But was I satisfied? Or did I just want to be there to take the money? And that is why when COVID hit in 2020, it really hit me hard in terms of, I don't want to be doing this forever. I want to satisfy the hunger I have to do more web design work. I want to improve the websites out there. I want to help the people who are getting shit websites or being scammed or ripped off. I want to change the industry. I want to put myself out there. My intention wasn't to do YouTube until 2021, by the way. I always felt like it's easier for me to point people to a video rather than continuously writing, this is how you do X, Y, Z. Because it can be tricky, can't it? Step 1, step 2, step 3. Whereas when you have a video, it's easier. So in 2020, I started advancing. How am I going to make that transition? And then in January 2022, gave my notice in 3 months prior. January 2022, I left. So it took a long time for me to accept that I am happier creating, which is why I love web design, which is why I then accidentally drifted into YouTube and doing videos and stuff like this. I just feel like I'm in my element. I'm so glad I eventually realized it before I lost the passion or the ability to do it. But what I regret is not doing it earlier, because I let fear stand in the way. Because by the time I left the NHS, I still had a mortgage. Do you know how much I made in the first 2 months? Nearly 2 months. Not completely, but nearly 2 months. Do you know how much I made? Zero. No income. Nothing going into my pension pot. I've still got a mortgage to pay and bills to pay. I still have to pay my car and everything. Have I made a bad move? Am I going to really regret this now? You know, what do I do? And I started thinking, crap, I better start thinking about other jobs, other income streams and stuff. So 2022, I still had bills. I still had loads of expenses. A few things happened where I had to pay out money to get things fixed in the house because we had some problems here and there. Our savings pot really came down. I remember just saying to myself, you can do this, just stick at it. I did. I just kept working hard, doing great work for clients, getting word of mouth. January 2022, I left, but I cleared the mortgage in June, July 2024. If you're doing web design or developing as a side hustle, I'm not saying you're all going to make loads and loads of money. That's not how it works. It's about living within your means, not overspending on flashy holidays or flashy cars or stuff just because you think you can. Think very carefully about what you spend and where you use it and what you save, because you will have good days, bad days, really nasty, shitty months as well. But if you've got a savings pot to dip into when you need to, you're going to be grateful. So what I'm trying to get to is I could have left earlier and I should have stopped being scared of how I was going to make money. Where could I have been if I had started the YouTube 15 years ago? Where could I have been if I'd started like my agency and web designing 10 years ago? And I will always say to everyone out there who has doubt or paranoia or something in their head that makes them feel like, am I really enjoying what I'm doing? If you believe in what you want to do and you have the tools to do it, don't wait for someone to help you do it. Because if someone helps you do it, if that's what you're waiting for, you're waiting for someone to take your hand and go, no, you can do it. When they aren't there, when you're having a shit period, or things are getting tough, or your clients are having a go at you, or things aren't working, things are breaking, you dropped Pepsi on your Mac Mini and it's exploded or whatever, the person who guided you might not be there anymore. They may be long gone. They might not be alive. They might not want to know you. They might not be bothered. You know, it's easy to give a prep talk like I'm doing it now. It's easy for me to pep you up and go, yeah, you can do it. You can earn loads of money. You can do it. I'm just giving you an experience of where I was and how I regret not doing it earlier. Going full-time in, transitioning the side hustle into a full-time industry business, which is what I do now. I should have done it earlier. You will know if you can do it. When you have a shit period, you will pick yourself up because you will believe in yourself that you can do it. How many of you have been doing web design developing since the day you were born or when you were young? How many of you have just got into it now? And how many of you were working somewhere else and then something happened that made you go into it? Or maybe you came into it by accident, or maybe you're not even fully into it. It's a side hustle, and that's okay. Side hustles are fine. Nothing wrong with side hustles. I really do hope that some of what I said today hits home with some of you. And I hope for anyone out there that does this as a side hustle, you start to think or take it more seriously or think about the impact on your life. And maybe for those that started late, because like me, you were scared to make that leap of faith, but then you finally did. If there's anything else in your life that you want to achieve and you want to do, if you know you can do it without cutting yourself up or anything or hurting yourself, causing problems for your family or your lifestyle, if you think there's something you want to do, go and do it. And I don't just mean web design, I mean something you really want to achieve and do, because you don't know what's around the corner and you don't want to look back on your life and go, I should have done this.